Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Break. My name is Quincy Parrish, and I'm here with my co-host, Josh Butensky. How you doing, Josh?
Doing pretty well. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. Well, today we're gonna open up with a different topic today. Some hockey today. I hear that Brandon Holby, he's on the verge of setting the single season record for wins in the season by a goalie. Previous, actually, Martin Brodeur, he actually holds the record now. What type of accomplishment would that be if he's able to pull it off?
I mean, I think that'll be a great accomplishment. He would be tying arguably the greatest goalie to ever play the game.
Yeah,
You
absolutely, I
know,
agree.
Marty
Yeah.
Brodeur holds pretty much every single goalie record imaginable. Wins, shutouts.
Hmm.
You know, and he's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame
Yeah,
pretty soon.
yeah, definitely a future Hall of Famer. I mean, that's a great accomplishment in itself. Records. I believe records are meant to be broken. Holby. He's like that in the new generation. Martin Brodeur. From the last, I think he played 21 years in
21 years with the
21 years in
Devils,
the NHL.
and then he played like
Yeah.
7 games with the Blues.
Yeah, so that doesn't really count. But I mean, he's the greatest of all time. By far, by in his position. I mean, you can even debate. Is he? And putting their numbers in comparison, I think the season when Brodeur did it, he had 48, and I think Holby has 47 currently now.
But Holby's only had 64. He's only played 64 games.
Right,
Brodeur did in 78.
right,
But one thing I've actually noticed is Brodeur had 12 shutouts that year.
right,
Holby only has 3.
right. Okay, so you can argue that Holby, he's doing it at a faster pace. He's getting the wins at a faster pace, but in the time Brodeur was doing it, he was a little bit more dominant. 12-3. That's a significant gap.
Their save percentage is also the same though.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, I guess it really just depends on whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, two fabulous goalies in their own right. Definitely, I would have to say. Also, some local news. The New York Islanders and the New York Rangers. They're battling for playoff seeding.
Yeah.
I believe they play tonight. I believe
Yep.
the Islanders are 1 game ahead.
The Islanders, they're 2 points behind.
2 points behind.
So if they win tonight, they will tie the Rangers. Of course, that needs regulation though, because it is 2 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the Islanders win. Of course, well, I'm an Islanders fan.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Islanders can win a couple of games now,
Mhm.
because it'd be really cool if they can be in the first round of the
Right.
playoffs.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a cool dynamic. You got two local teams. Kind of like trying to battle for playoff position.
Yeah.
The Rangers and the Islanders been going at it for years, so I think that would be, I think they play tonight
They play tonight
You know,
at Madison Square Garden.
at the Garden. So I expect
Yeah.
an electric environment. You're coming. At the end of the season, but the playoffs are coming. They're fast approaching. So we're in that point in the season where I think the level of intensity is going to be through the roof, especially in the Garden.
Yeah. Well, the Islanders have 3 games left,
Mhm.
including tonight,
Yeah.
and the Rangers have 2. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the Islanders have a little bit more.
they have 1 game in hand.
Right. Okay. It promises to be an exciting finish. To the NHL
Yeah, it
season,
definitely will be.
Carrying it into the playoffs. It'll be a great playoffs. I'm looking forward to it.
One thing I'm hoping though is that the Islanders can actually win a playoff series. They haven't won it since the early '90s.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about that.
Yeah. It's been a tough go, but it's New Year. So hopefully they can pull through and make things happen in the playoffs.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, let's change topics a little bit. Back to basketball.
Yeah.
We always talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing wants to be the next Knicks coach.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Wow, that's interesting. Right now, currently, Kurt Rambis, he's the interim coach. Derek, he's took over for Derek Fisher. Who got fired? I think he got fired in February. Patrick Ewing, I would agree with the move. Patrick Ewing. First of all, I think he's one of the 50 greatest players of all time. And a Knicks legend.
Yeah.
So you know, that's an easy transition. You know, the Knicks fans, you know, we would love that. You know, we would love to have him as our head coach. I think Patrick Ewing has been an assistant coach for like at least 10 years. You know, but he's never gotten the opportunity to actually coach. You know, so I think it would be great for Patrick Ewing. You know, I mean, nothing else has worked. You know, Derek Fisher,
true.
Kurt Rambis, who I mean, we just been in flux. You know, with the head coaches, but I feel as though that I I would give him a shot. You know, because I don't know if Kurt Rambis is the answer. You know, they haven't really been playing well under him. You know, since he's took over. You know,
I
so.
mean, no offense, but the Knicks have been playing well for quite a few years now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, true, but I mean, true, but I mean, like sometimes I feel like the Knicks, they're kind of like they're trying to go in a different direction. You know, Kristaps Porzingis, you know, he's a young player, but you know, he's continuing to develop his game. So I feel like the Knicks, they kind of want to evolve, you know, in terms of organizationally and team wise.
Yeah.
So Porzingis, you know, have made like a new coach. You know, Patrick Ewing is one of the greatest big men of all time. I think Porzingis can do nothing but learn from a guy like Patrick Ewing. You know?
It's a good. It seems like a good fit.
Yeah, I believe so. You know, so I think Phil Jackson, you know, like in the offseason, you know, I know they're going to they're going to evaluate the team and everything and see what changes need to be made or could be made to improve the team. I would definitely give Patrick Ewing a look because I think he would be a viable candidate. You know, I think he would, you know, it would be a seamless transition into the Garden. You know, he made it his home for I think, 16, 17 years. You know, playing at a Hall of Fame level at the Garden. So.
I think he'd make a really good fit. Like you
Yeah.
touched on, Nick Legend, one of the best players to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
you have Porzingis, of course, who can learn a lot from him.
Yeah.
The one thing though is would the triangle offense work with Patrick Ewing being the coach?
I don't know, Josh. I think they gotta scratch the triangle and say forget it. Like the triangle, I'm not saying like you need a certain type of personnel to run the triangle. No offense, but when Phil Jackson was running the triangle, he had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Shaq, and Kobe Bryant running it. So I mean, I'm like he had Hall of Fame caliber players running that offense to perfection, and it helps with great players, obviously. We have Carmelo and Kristaps, but then, um, they're not on that, that type of level of greatness. So I'm not saying it can't work, but I'm saying for the betterment of the team, and if you could find a philosophy and a philosophy that works for your team, I think you got to go with that and run with it. Whether that's the triangle or whether that's any other offense, you need a winning product. Whether it's a triangle or whatever, I think you got to just do what's best for the team.
I mean, the triangle doesn't seem like it's been working, at least with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah,
I don't want to see him go though.
Yeah, who knows? Carmelo, in the off season, how that will work. But they'll evaluate the team and see what's best for the team, in the off season when it gets here. But I mean, but as far as like Patrick Ewing goes, I feel as though it'd be a good fit, and I would sign off on that, for sure.
Absolutely. We'll have to see how that that goes.
Yeah, and as far as staying with basketball, we're gonna go to the amateur level.
Yeah.
With college basketball, man.
That was a great game.
Oh man, that is maybe the greatest championship game I've seen in college. Like, I mean, I'm just speechless right now talking about it, and I seen that 3 days ago.
That the last what was it, like 5 seconds?
Not even like before that. I think the last 30 seconds when Paige hit the double clutch 3-point shot. Just an unbelievable shot. When I seen it, I was like, this doesn't have a shot to go in, and it went in to tie the game. And I said I was actually going for Carolina in the game. I had some money on it, but I mean I lost, but it's okay. But
I thought the game was going to overtime.
Yeah, I think Villanova called the timeout, and then they came up the court, and Chris Jenkins he got the ball right in rhythm in the shooting pocket and just let it fly.
Perfect shot.
Perfect shot, and it went in. And the crowd went bananas. Everybody, the players, the fans, just absolutely one of the greatest games I've NBA or college I've seen. terms of the finish, man, it doesn't get any better than that, Josh.
It really doesn't. It was probably one of the greatest basketball games, honestly, I ever watched.
Yeah.
I don't really watch that much basketball.
Yeah, but definitely, just a classic, man. That's a game I will always remember. I'll always remember, Villanova, North Carolina.
I mean, I was also kind of hoping Villanova won it because I'm kind of an Orange fan. So
the Qs, yeah, Syracuse, yeah, ACC. So I know.
So I was actually kind of happy they won.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't really care that much, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, but great game, man. I mean, both teams played their heart out. I even, you see Villanova win and you see the joy and and just the excitement. But you always have to remember there's the other side to it. There's a winner and there's always a loser. And just seeing North Carolina, I know I seen, all the former alumni from North Carolina, the players. They all just look Jordan, the Jordan crying face memes, those were everywhere. But you could just see, man, the players, the alumni, the fans, they're just absolutely devastated.
Yeah. I wouldn't be that unhappy because they got to the final game. They, even though they lost, they had a great season. I would at least be a little bit happy about
absolutely.
that.
I mean, they have nothing to be ashamed of, man. They need to keep a positive outlook because it's only 2 teams that make it every year. Only 2. 68 teams make it to the tournament. And they were one of the teams that made it. So definitely a great accomplishment on the end of North Carolina. So yeah, absolutely. Transitioning to baseball, the Yankees and Mets, they've opened their season.
Finally,
it's felt like it's been a while. The Yankees are 1-1, the Mets are 1-1. So how do you think things are gonna play out?
Well, I mean, we'll see. So, I mean, Sunday for the Mets was a very tough loss.
Yeah, opening day. Yeah.
But I mean, their next game, Syndergaard pitched a great game.
Yeah.
I believe he had 10 strikeouts in 6 innings.
Yeah,
Mets won 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes. They've at least had one good game against the Royals.
One good game. Yeah. And as far as the Yankees go, they had I believe they lost their first game, but they won yesterday. I think Starlin Castro, new acquisition, had 5 RBIs. So, hopefully they can continue to, play great baseball, throughout the season.
We'll see how it goes. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for watching The Break. I'm Josh Butensky.
I'm Quincy Parrish.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.